It began like any other night, humid, quiet, with the distant buzz of neon lights bleeding through the curtains. Alex sat alone in his apartment, scrolling mindlessly through his phone. His screen reflected in his tired eyes, notifications, messages, ads, nothing new. Until one ad caught his attention. It didn't look like an ad, really. It was just a black background with white text that said, "Ever wondered who used your number before you?" Under it, a small download button. No company logo, no link to a store, just the button. Alex frowned, curiosity outweighing caution. He clicked it. The file downloaded instantly. No installation, no permissions, yet, somehow, a new icon appeared on his screen. The logo was simple, a broken SIM card drawn in red, shaped like an eye. When he opened it, the screen went dark for a few seconds. Then words appeared, "Scanning your number history." He thought it was a joke, maybe some sort of prank app. But then, a progress bar filled, and a list of names began to appear. 5 names, each with a small faded photograph next to it. Some looked like passport photos, others like candid snapshots, but all had one thing in common: the eyes. Every person in those photos seemed to be looking directly at him. A chill ran through his spine. He checked the settings, but there was no way to delete or uninstall the app. He pressed on one of the names, Miratan, active 2016 to 2018. The photo of a young woman opened, her expression distant, almost fearful. Beneath it, text appeared. "Last message sent. If this reaches you, don't answer unknown calls." Alex froze. His phone buzzed. Unknown number. He didn't answer. Outside, the neon lights flickered once, twice, then went out completely. The apartment fell into darkness, except for the faint glow from Alex's phone. He held it tightly, the cold light painting his face in ghostly blue. The unknown call stopped after 3 rings, but the silence it left behind was heavier than any sound. He turned the phone over in his hands, half expecting it to burn. The app was still open, still showing Miratan's picture. Now a faint static noise came through the speaker, like a radio caught between stations. And beneath the static, a whisper. It was distant, warped, but definitely human. A woman's voice saying something like, "Don't let it scan you again." Alex dropped the phone onto the couch. His heart pounded so hard he could feel it in his throat. He switched on the lights. They flickered and buzzed, weak. The app's icon pulsed softly as if breathing. He tried everything. Clearing cache, force stop, airplane mode. Nothing worked. The moment he pressed uninstall, the screen went black again, and a line appeared. Uninstall denied. History incomplete. Then the phone camera activated on its own. Alex saw his own reflection in the screen, blurry and glitching. The app showed a 6th slot appearing under the list of names, but it was blank. Just a gray silhouette marked pending. He tried shutting the phone off, but it refused. And from the corner of the room, the old radio, one he hadn't used in years, turned on by itself. Through the static, the same voice whispered again, clearer this time. He shouldn't have answered. Alex's blood ran cold. He hadn't answered the call, but someone had. The radio hissed louder, filling the room with a crawling static that almost seemed alive. Alex yanked its cord from the socket, but the static kept playing, faint and pulsing, like a heartbeat buried in white noise. He turned back to his phone. The app was still there, waiting. The pending slot blinked like a warning. Against his better judgment, he tapped it. The screen turned white, then slowly revealed a live camera feed. For a second, he thought it was a glitch, until he realized it wasn't his camera. It was someone else's room. Dim, flickering light, a bed with tangled sheets, a phone buzzing on the table, and then a hand reaching for it. The feed froze. A face flashed for less than a second. Pale, unfocused, eyes rolled back, and then the image cut to black. A message appeared. History updated. Slot complete. The list now showed 6 names. The new one read, Alex Tan, active 2024 to present. His breath caught. Tan. His mother's maiden name. He'd never entered it anywhere. Then, a faint reflection appeared on his dark screen. Not his own face. Someone standing behind him. He spun around. Nothing. The silence was deafening. His hands trembled as he locked the phone and tossed it across the room. It landed face down, screen cracking on impact. The light from it leaked onto the carpet like a pulse. On, off, on again. From somewhere beneath that broken glow came a single new notification sound, the same as before, but slower, distorted. You have a missed call from yourself. Alex stood frozen, staring at the cracked phone lying on the floor. The missed call notification flickered, and for a moment he thought he saw movement inside the fractured screen, like liquid shadows sliding under the glass. He told himself it was just exhaustion. Too many hours online, too much caffeine, too little sleep. He reached down to pick up the phone, hesitating before turning it face up. The screen lit again, but this time the background had changed. It wasn't his wallpaper anymore. It was a photograph of him. Same room, same hoodie, same messy hair, but his eyes were wrong. They looked away from the camera, focused on something over his shoulder. The phone buzzed once more, vibrating against his palm. A new push notification appeared. New feature unlocked, signal trace. Under it, a single button, begin scan. Alex's instinct screamed no, but his curiosity, the same thing that got him into this mess, whispered just one look. He pressed the button. The phone's flashlight flicked on by itself, scanning the walls like a slow-moving eye. Through the speaker came a sound, faint, rhythmic tapping, almost like Morse code. Then an automated voice said, "Signal found. Nearest user, 0.0 meters." He felt every hair on his neck stand up. The camera switched to front view. At first he saw only himself. Then, behind his shoulder, a blur began to take shape. A human silhouette, translucent, flickering, like bad reception. The voice spoke again, this time almost softly. "Connection complete." The screen turned white, and for a split second, Alex felt the air around him pulse, a static pressure that made his vision dim. When it cleared, the reflection behind him was gone. But his phone wasn't in his hand anymore. It was back on the couch, and in its cracked screen, his reflection smiled. But he wasn't smiling. Alex stumbled backward, his chest tight, his mind refusing to accept what he'd just seen. He stared at the phone resting innocently on the couch, its cracked glass glinting under the ceiling light. It looked harmless again, as if nothing had happened, except for that faint vibration, rhythmic, steady, like a heartbeat. He reached for it cautiously, holding his breath. The screen unlocked without a touch. A new notification slid into view. "Incoming call. Unknown source." He froze. The ringtone wasn't his usual one. It was a distorted version of a lullaby, like something recorded through an old tape deck. Every instinct told him not to pick up. Every story he'd ever read about cursed calls, haunted numbers, black apps, all said the same thing: don't answer. But the call didn't stop. It rang and rang and rang, and then the screen changed again, this time displaying a timer, counting up. 00:01, 00:02, 00:03. The call had answered itself. Alex pressed the speaker icon with shaking fingers. "Hello?" No response, just static, low and crawling like whispers buried in a storm. He strained to listen. Then, amid the distortion, a familiar voice cut through. "You shouldn't have let it trace you." It was Mira's voice, the same woman from the first profile in the app. The static rose to a roar, and her voice became frantic. "It copies connections. Every user who opens it becomes another signal. Another signal? What does that mean?" Alex shouted. The call crackled violently. For a split second, the noise cleared and he heard her whisper, almost pleading, "Look behind the screen." The line went dead. His phone glowed again. A new image appeared. Not a photo this time, but a mirror feed, like a reflection. But something was off. The background matched his apartment perfectly, except he wasn't in it. The feed slowly panned toward the doorway. Someone, or something, stood there, half hidden, breathing in rhythm with the phone's vibration. Then the app chimed one last notification. User connection stable. Alex's pulse hammered in his ears as the feed on the phone's screen swayed, almost breathing. The dark shape in the doorway wasn't moving, not closer, not away, just there, outlined by the faint glow of the hall light. He slowly backed toward the couch, never breaking eye contact with the doorway. "This isn't real," he whispered to himself. "It's just data, just corrupted video." But even he could hear the lie in his voice. The app chimed again, that same distorted lullaby. The words on the screen changed, rearranging themselves like something typing from the other side. History complete. New user verified. Then, his phone camera turned on by itself. The feed switched. Now it was his real camera, showing his own terrified face. Behind him, the dark figure flickered into focus. It was him. Same clothes, same posture. But the reflection smile was still there, wide and wrong. The copy raised its phone, an exact mirror of his own, and through the speaker came his own voice, distorted but clear. "If this reaches you, don't answer unknown calls." The line from Mira, the same words, now spoken by him. The app displayed one final message in calm, white letters. "Your signal will be shared with future users. Thank you for staying connected." Then everything shut off. The lights, the phone, the hum of the refrigerator. Silence. When power returned hours later, Alex's phone was gone. Only the cracked screen protector remained on the couch. Days passed. The city moved on. But somewhere, another person scrolled through their feed late at night and saw the same black ad. "Ever wondered who used your number before you?" Click. Download. The signal spreads again.